Although they won the World Series, maybe 12 would be more sad. Either way, a little halo with the Angel and Albert Pujols having you back. That's pretty good little heaven down there. So huge turnout for Albert Pujols. Probably a few thousand Pujols jerseys yesterday, probably more. All right, how about the All-Star game? Here are the primary AL final vote leaders. Again, there's 3 per position, 9 in the outfield. Now, Tommy La Stella has a lead on Jose Altuve. Not a huge lead, but a lead nonetheless. Now, this voting for the winner will come on Wednesday for 28 hours. And we know Trout's going to be there. Will La Stella make it?
Hopefully between the Angels votes, the Cubs votes, and those fans, it's not going to be about name recognition because of Altuve. He could be the guy. But DJ LeMahieu also in New York having a sensational year. But the best thing is from line to line, leading. Mike Trout getting it done, and that's one thing that's not going to change.
Yeah, well, Tommy, a huge fan there, fan favorite in Chicago. So those Cubs fans going to get out and vote, and also Angel fans that certainly helped Tommy become an all-star for the first time. He deserves it. All right, again, this game is going to start at 1:30 p.m., expected to start then, so that's good news. Noe Ramirez will be the opener. He's done it once before, and we talked about this earlier. You'd like to see him go more than just one inning.
I think he's ready. I think he wants to do it and go out there more than one innings, considering that we talked about 1 through 4 in the order this season are hitting 120 against him. By the way, number 3 hitter against Noe Ramirez this season, 0 for 18. What's a better sample size of somebody that can go out there and help him more than one inning? And on the road, his ERA under 1, at home over 6. So you go figure out what's best for Noe and why he's pitching here today as an opener.
Jose Noe Ramirez is not often talked about when you talk about that Angels bullpen. A lot of that talk goes to Robles, it goes to Buttrey, but Noe Ramirez, he has been absolutely outstanding. Hard to score on him at all.
It is, and you talk about baseball all around in general. People really like stuff. I mean, electric stuff and fastballs and sliders and splitters. But when it comes down to a vote among his teammates in the bullpen, they'll tell you he is the most valuable piece in that bullpen.
All right, listen, we're going to take a break, step aside. Victor Rojas, Mark Gubiza, going to get you ready for this game even better than we just did. I believe it or not, it's going to happen. Dakota Hudson, Noe Ramirez, Angels, Cardinals. What do they have in store for Albert Pujols? Again, another standing O. You better believe it. Again, 1:30 start time. Victor and Mark on the other side. Thanks for watching Angels Live.
Today by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's $4.99 spicy chicken strips combo. Only at Jack in the Box for limited time. Price and participation may vary. And by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. It's time to play some baseball here in St. Louis. The Cardinals have taken the field, and we're just about ready for the second of this 3-game set between the Angels and the St. Louis Cardinals. The Angels with the loss last night. Now a game under 500 at 38-39. This is game number 78 of the season. Angels coming to play 10 back in the American League West and in 4th place since the Astros lost last night. As did the Texas Rangers and I believe the Oakland Athletics as well. So that's a good thing as far as the Angels are concerned. And as you start thinking about that second half and the potential for the wild card. Let's take a look at Brad Ausmus's lineup. Very similar looking lineup to that of last night. La Stella, Trout, and Upton in the top third of the order. Calhoun, Pujols, and Fletcher in the middle third. And Rengifo, Lucroy, it's Noe Ramirez getting the opening nod here this afternoon. 24-year-old right-hander, Tennessee native by the name of Dakota Hudson is on the mound. Gooby, this will be his 16th appearance, 15th start, and a pretty good arm for the former first-round pick.
Yeah, firm arm. There's a lot of fastballs, 92, 96, with a slider, curveball, and a changeup. My go-tos to be successful against Dakota Hudson today, and the approach you need to take is work and look for that sinker and lift it in the air. 318 batting average versus his sinker this year. If you bring that up just a bit, you can lift that in the air and hit some home runs. And hit his slider when located in the strike zone, because a lot of them are out of the strike zone with his slider. So be in position to get that one when he makes mistakes in the zone on his slider. We'll give up on occasional home run, but the majority of them, 5 of them versus that fastball and sinking fastball.
We'll quickly take a look at the Cardinals on the defensive side of things. One change out in center field, and that's Dexter Fowler getting the start instead of Harrison Bader. Otherwise, he's flanked by Ozuna and Martinez. Carpenter, DeYoung, Wong, and Goldschmidt around the infield, and of course, Yadi Molina behind the plate.
Yeah, 9-time Gold Glove winner at catching position, 3rd most in history. Only Pudge Rodriguez and Johnny Bench with more than Molina, and he also owns 4 platinum gloves. Not only does he have a great throwing arm, but he really works well with his pitching staff.
Tommy La Stella swinging at the first pitch. Ground ball to Colton Wong, and we are underway. One down. Seen Tommy do that a little bit more often over the last couple of weeks. So when it's all said and done, overall, not a bad delay considering how that little storm was just hovering. That was the thing; it was a slow moving, and it wasn't had some thunder, a little bit of lightning, but just kind of a steady rain.
Yeah, not as hard as yesterday afternoon.
Wow. Exactly, and that one blew through.
Yeah,
supposed to get hot and muggy into the mid-90s. As Trout steps in and he takes downstairs for ball one. They say the heat index is supposed to get up to 105 by later on this afternoon.
Just like your old fastball, about 105, right?
Right around there. Yes. That was more 103. Trout fouls it.
You see that power sinker.
And that's, if you're Mike Trout, that's not what you want to see. That's also what you want to see after fouling that ball off his knee.
Not
last
running
night.
it in. Yeah, you want to lay off that fastball. If it's starting on the inside corner, especially with that sink, you got to let that one go. Even though Trout crushes the low pitches, and he's going back inside again.
2 balls, 1 strike. Oh, overall, it was just a 16-minute delay. They start the games here at 15 minutes past the hour. Not too bad. Two-one. Tight, 3 balls and a strike.
Trout already hit 10 times this year. That was pretty close to getting that tricep again.
Justin Upton on deck. One out, nobody out. Infield shifted for Trout. 3-1, and that breaking ball nowhere near the plate. Trout draws the walk. No surprise.
Yeah, just a few walks this year for Trouty. 68 walks for Trout now in the season. Mike Trout's been on base 4 of his 5 at-bats in this series.
Upton 5 for 18 to start the season. 278 overall. A couple of hits last night with a double, a single, a couple of strikeouts. Picked up an RBI. His 3 on the season. The RBI hit last night. It was a double over the head of Bader in center field. 900th career RBI. Brought in Trout in the first. Almost as if Hudson trying to be overly careful here with Upton.
Yeah, he's having a tough time, for one, controlling his movement on his fastball, and also we showed in the go-tos that on occasion he has a tough time commanding his slider as well.
Fouled. That's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, it was packed here last night, the game. One of the largest crowds they've ever had. So if people are filing in still, it's going to be a big crowd again this afternoon.
They're expecting big crowds all weekend long.
Always felt when you face a sinker ball pitcher, and with Molina behind the plate, it's not easy to have a straight steal. You're better off at a hit and run. There's going to be lower part of the strike zone, and chances are there won't be a swing and miss in that. So you can have that movement and have the defenders out of the good positions.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. La Stella grounding out to start the game. Cole is on deck. Then Albert Pujols in the dugout, waiting. And got another round of applause as they ran through the lineups at Busch Stadium before the game. Two. Called strike 3 on a breaking ball. Bottom part of the strike zone. 2 outs.
pretty tough pitch. The pitcher's pitch looked like it did catch the outside corner, though. Hard breaking ball. Slider. His last 6 starts, he's throwing the ball very, very well. No home runs allowed. 37 2/3 his last 6 starts. Sinker ball pitchers, generally you have the bunch hits together against them to score.
Cole last night ended up going hitless, 0 for 4. .233 on the season with 16 home runs, 38 RBIs. Noe Ramirez is ready to go. Two balls, no strikes.
That's a firm sinker he has. He will occasionally throw a 4-seam fastball. He's had much better success numbers-wise with his 4-seam fastball. That's the upper part of the strike zone than he has with a sinker. And it's tough to get swing and misses on a sinker.
Can you take anything from last night's start against Michael Wacha and apply it to Hudson today?
Well, Wacha was really good throwing an all-speed pitch and fastball counts. You have to think that way, too.
Just lifted on the third base side. Foul territory. Carpenter racing over. And did he make the play? Oh, he just dropped it. He just dropped it.
Wow.
He had it in the glove, went over the wall, and the ball popped out. And he is down.
That was an unreal effort by Carpenter. Reaching. And just then, did he drop the baseball? They're checking to see if he did make the catch on that one. But he seemed to be all right at this moment.
My question is, like, how long on a play like that do you have to keep going and have possession? Because as he caught it, hit the fence, was rolling over, was showing the ball in the glove, and it wasn't moving.
No, that's what I thought it did. I thought he had control of the baseball. What an effort.
Yeah.
I remember Derek Jeter played like that going into the stands at Yankee Stadium. Old Yankee Stadium, I think it was. Flying into the stands. It's one of those plays too as well. You end up, as the game progresses, you get stiff, you ram that leg in there, flip in there, try to control yourself, and then you land on your back.
There was that last jarring moment there as he hits the fence. The ball popped out. Lance Barksdale,
Yeah,
he just saw
right there.
slipped on the warning track as well.
But he got there pretty quickly.
Yeah. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Trout over at first.
Hudson's allowed 2 stolen bases and 2 attempts.
Three and 1. Albert on deck. 3-1. Cole maybe swinging at what would have been ball 4. Trout will be on the move now, and Goldschmidt will play behind him with a lefty at the plate. Here's the 3-2. And he gets called out on strikes. So Pujols stranded in the on-deck circle. We hit at the bottom of the first with no score. Ready is the opener this afternoon. Take a look at the lineup. For the St. Louis Cardinals, their skipper Mike Chilt in his first full season. And this lineup very similar to the one we saw last night as well. Just like the Angels, it's Carpenter, DeYoung, and Goldschmidt in the top third, Ozuna, Martinez, and Molina. So the top 6 remain the same. Dexter Fowler is in center field. Colton Wong at second. And Dakota Hudson on the mound. He is batting 9th. Noah Ramirez is on the mound. This will be his 25th appearance. Second opening nod. He's 3-0 with a 3.25 ERA. And I heard you guys talking about it on the pregame show. And really, Jose Mota mentioning with Noah Ramirez, he's not your prototypical opener in that he can give you, if you wanted, 3 innings.
If he's throwing the ball well, I'm going to try to stretch him out into that 3rd inning. The bullpen's been used a ton on this road trip. And the season in general. If Noah can be effective, yes, into that 3rd inning.
Carpenter takes a strike to open up.
44 strikeouts in 36 innings pitched for Noah.
He would be, I know we talk a lot about the in theory thing, especially when it comes to the opener situation. But when you talk about a contrast between an opener and what's coming in behind him, as far as the bulk guy, he sets up to be the perfect guy, right?
Yep.
Different arm angles, off speed stuff, as opposed to being firm
yep.
from a Garcia or Bedrosian to Pena, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, you always seem to be going righty, and follow with another right-handed pitcher.
Ball and a strike on Carpenter. 218 average, has 11 doubles, a triple, 10 home runs.
And also remember that Felix Pena has pitched out of the bullpen, so he can get himself ready a little bit quicker than most starters. So Brad Ausmus, if he feels that Noah has been very effective, and it's still with this Cardinal lineup, you don't know that for sure yet, that you can maybe get him, push him to that 2nd or 3rd inning.
One, two. Carpenter hits it to the right side. That's Rengifo. He's playing shortstop today. Retires Carpenter. There's the first down. Check out the Angels defensively behind Ramirez and those that follow. Up to Trout, Calhoun from left to right. Fletcher and Rengifo on the left side of the infield. Listella and Pujols on the right. Jonathan Lucroy behind the plate.
And David Fletcher making his 26th start at 3rd base. He's played some second, short, left field. He's played a number of different positions. He's played them all very, very well. Just 3 total errors combined in all those positions he has played this year at the major league level.
Paul DeYoung, the shortstop, takes a strike. 272 batting average. 19 doubles, 13 home runs. 35 runs batted in. The Angels kept him in check. 0 for 4 with a walk last night. Both teams managing 8 hits, but the Cardinals picked up the 5-1 victory. That one's outside.
And by the way, David Fletcher very good on video games too, as we showed that on the pregame show with Jeff Sharon losing the bet.
Yeah.
To David Fletcher.
Clean shaven, David Fletcher.
Yes.
Punch to the right side, and that is foul. 1-2. But I will say this, kudos to Jeff Sharon, one of the Angels producers at Fox Sports West. Does a lot of camera work and puts together stories and editing for us. We thought it was going to complete obliteration by David Fletcher of Jeff Sheeran, but he held his own.
Yep.
It took him several games. He was given ample opportunities, but they were close games, still lost. Down goes DeYoung. 2 down. I got a feeling rematch will be taking place at some point in the second half.
Yes. And Noe, with his assortment of off-speed pitches, we showed it yesterday how this Cardinal lineup has a tough time with all-speed pitches, especially breaking balls. Good matchup here for Noe. First 2 batters, soft contact, ground ball out, and a strikeout.
Oh, 1 count on Paul Goldschmidt. By the way, Ted Barrett, the crew chief's called the balls and strikes this afternoon. Angel Hernandez at first, John Tumpane at second, and Sparksdale at third. Been around a long time, Ted Barrett.
One of the all-time great guys as well.
He'll call some strikes. 0-1.
And generally, you won't have anybody say anything bad back at you, too, if you're in that batter's box or the pitcher's mound.
And look at him.
Yeah. Sparred with Mike Tyson before, so you're just going to say, you know what, I think you're right. Well, okay, I'll move on.
It's freaking RoboCop back there. One. Goldschmidt takes downstairs. Cardinal first baseman 0 for 3 last night. 256 on the season, 14 home runs and 31 RBIs. Went around 2-2.
That's a batter thinking for sure he was getting something off speed, committing to a slider or changeup away.
You see that more in today's game compared to when you played?
Yeah, because a lot more breaking balls are thrown now, and changeups. But certainly breaking balls to hitters, because there's a better chance of a swing and miss on a breaking ball than a fastball.
Breaking ball back up the middle. Too good of a breaking pitch. No, he knows it. A 2-out single for Goldschmidt. It just seems like today's player, offensive player, is not reading pitches out of a pitcher's hand as they perhaps maybe one did. They've already in their mind said, I'm swinging at one pitch in an area.
And there's a lot of information that tells you where they throw the ball, how often they throw a breaking ball, how often they throw a fastball as well, and the percentages of fastballs for the most part for most pitchers, even the dominant ones. We saw that with Blake Snell down in Tampa. He's got a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but usage of his fastball down, 10-11%. Reason why? He gets more swing and misses, they think, in theory, with his breaking ball.
Not sure who called time, but LaCroix stood up and Noe stepped off. Right side of the infield is open. Pujols holding on Goldschmidt. Everyone else on the left side. Ozuna had a pretty good game last night. 3 hits to be exact, 2 singles and a home run, 3 runs batted in. Left fielder hitting .259 now.
Boy, Griffin Canning threw the ball well. Unfortunately picked up the loss last night. Just 2 runs allowed, both via Ozuna, single and a home run. St. Louis will run 54 stolen bases, 3 last night. Although Goldschmidt's not running as much as he once did when he was with the Diamondbacks.
No balls, 2 strikes. And at Ozuna, you have a guy that will absolutely expand the strike zone. You don't have to throw him a strike.
No. He likes to swing the bat. He's got power. He's got power the other way if it's in the strike zone.
One and 2. 2-out single by Goldschmidt. He's on the move. This one's ripped foul. Bottom of the first, no score. Halos had Trout on board with 1 out via the walk, but Dakota Hudson struck out Upton and Calhoun, both going down looking. 2-out single for Goldschmidt and a 1-2 count on Marcell Ozuna.
And a lot of times that's a sign from the dugout. Pickoff throws to first base.
One, two. Chopper foul.
Too much at the strike zone on that one as well for Noe. Very valuable out of the bullpen for Brad Ausmus, getting a chance a couple times to be the opener as well.
Little battle here between Ramirez and Ozuna. This one's bounced over to third. Fletcher goes the short way, force out Goldschmidt, and we're through 1. Albert Pujols in his return to St. Louis this weekend. He's going to lead things off when we return. Yadier Molina is taken to doing this for visiting players, but he'll stand out in front of home plate and let the hometown crowd acknowledge the player coming back to St. Louis, in this case Albert. First pitch in tight for ball 1.
Still get those goosebumps.
Yeah.
Such an amazing moment again for Pujols.
One ball, one strike. Albert last night 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Chases the breaking ball. That's 1-2 now.
Infield single for Pujols.
233, 12 home runs and 40 runs batted in.
That was a pretty good pitch to hit for Albert.
Just look around this ballpark, many still on their feet, especially in the lower level, just catching a glimpse of what will happen as this one's downstairs.
Yeah,
2 balls, 2 strikes.
See how many people with their cameras just waiting for that special moment for Pujols.
Two. Ground ball to short. DeYoung has it. One down. Here's David Fletcher, 294 on the year. 0 for 4 last night. Just kind of thinking about the ovations and all the things that have been written about, said about Albert. The return, and of course last night, even as this ovation as he stepped to the plate today, and it's weird because it feels more like a goodbye than anything else. And it makes sense that even though we're that far removed from the last time he was here wearing a Cardinals uniform, in essence, it is their way to say thank you and goodbye. You know, I hadn't thought about it that way. For us, it was more about the return to St. Louis and what's it going to be like? Yeah. Will they be accepting and all that stuff? And, you know, fans, the signing happened in the offseason. So fans themselves didn't get a chance to do the old thank you. They thought that it was possible that he would leave.
I mean, he was family to them.
Yeah.
But you're right, because even if we play, you know, the Cardinals and the Angels play again, it would be 3 years down the road. You don't know if we'll be back here in St. Louis or in Anaheim. Albert's got 2 more years left on his contract. Playing contract.
Chopper to short again. To Hopper for the Young. 2 outs.
Hudson is a ground ball machine. 3 ground ball outs this afternoon.
I remember the first time the Angels were playing interleague against the Cardinals, they were scheduled to play the Central, and the schedule came out. We usually get it, you know, late summer, right after the All-Star break. We get a preliminary schedule as to what it's going to look like, and we saw, oh, the Cardinals are coming to the Big A, and we're thinking, well, maybe that's good, because a little odd, but maybe it's good because hard feelings or what have you. It's worked out well in general. You know what I mean? It stinks. It probably stinks it took that long for the Angels to come back here with Albert wearing an Angels uniform. But if it's all said and done, when we walk away from this weekend, it's just going to be, we'll continue to talk about this, how these folks reacted to one of their own.
Yeah. And I love how Albert deflects it. He doesn't like to talk about what he accomplished here. He was talking about, hey, the fans get a chance to see Mike Trout now, the best player in the game. And you know, a number of questions are, you know, what hat will you wear in the Hall of Fame, Cooperstown? And he's like, hey, I still got some playing time left. I want to keep playing. I want to get the Angels to the World Series. I want to win a World Series with an Angel uniform on. That's all he kept saying.
Two one. Nepo looks at his strike, 2-2.
I said, all said and done, a 21-year career he's going to have.
Colton Wong has to come charging in on it. Hustling down the line is Rengifo, but he's retired. 3 ground ball outs as we hit at the bottom of the second. Scoreless.
All-timers were in the first 11 seasons. 328 batting average, 445 home runs, over 1,300 RBI. 3-time MVP, All-Star, 9-time Silver Slugger, 6-time 2 Gold Gloves, and yes, 2 World Championships in 06 and 2011 for the machine, Albert Pujols.
Noe Ramirez back out on the mound to start the bottom of the second. 19 pitches in the first, a strikeout and a hit. Jose Martinez, the right fielder, hitting .296, has 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Martinez last night, a couple of hits, 2 for 3, picked up an RBI. Reaches for this one, flares it out to shallow center field. Tommy La Stella going out and goes to the backhand. Ends up falling down, hanging on to it, and there's out number one.
Yeah, Tommy Boy has been swinging the bat very well, but a solid defensive play going out, showing some range on that pop-up. It's our top-tier play brought to you by Arco. With Trout coming in, Tommy La Stella will be able to run that one down. It gets a high five from both Trout and Cole Calhoun, and an outstanding play on a pop-up, able to control the baseball as he rolls and spins around on that outfield grass, that wet outfield grass. Great play by Tommy La Stella. Top-tier play brought to you by Arco.
Yadier Molina, 261 with 4 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Will take off the plate.
Tommy doing everything he can to get on that All-Star team. To be the first time for him.
He was one of the 3 top vote getters. So now they go to another election to determine the starter, which I don't understand why they changed things around. And here's my question to you. Did you ever see a final vote total? Okay, so Tommy was leading,
yes,
right? Going at the last go around.
As was Mike Trout.
All right, yeah,
obviously.
well, Trout's going to be in. I mean, that's a given.
Yes.
Right? But let's assume Tommy was leading, right? But now he goes into this 3-man vote to who becomes the starters. This one's lifted out toward left. Towering shot. Upton's got to go back on it. And there's out number 2. What if, let's say, DJ LeMahieu wins the starter for the American League All-Star game? Now, is Tommy La Stella not an All-Star?
That's the thing. He needs, if he's going to win that first part of it, I would think he has to be in the All-Star game, I would assume. When you look at his numbers, they're All-Star worthy numbers.
So he's basically at the mercy of voters now to lock in an opportunity to get to the All-Star game. Otherwise, becomes a crapshoot. Popped up, middle of the infield. Noe Ramirez. Lucroy has trouble getting his mask off.
Noe.
Look at that athlete. Very athletic move by Noe Ramirez, jogging to the baseball.
Great range for Noe. Good. Tied to 0.
So Altry, LeMahieu's having a nice season for the New York Yankees. 2 big markets, 2 teams that are winning. And so Tommy could essentially get knocked out and not have a chance to get to the All-Star game. And he's had a very deserving first half.
I mean,
a career year.
15 home runs.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani's come out to the on-deck circle. I don't know if I agree with this, but the pitcher spot's due up second. We're in the 3rd inning. And if Felix Pena is going to be your guy, why not just have the pitcher bat? Have Felix come out of the bullpen and swing the bat, and you don't burn anybody off the bench.
If you're the Shohei Ohtani, the only thing you hope for is you have a long inning here. You get a chance to bat twice in the same inning. Otherwise, you get 1 at bat and you're done, and you're in the 3rd inning. Hey, it's wishful thinking.
Yeah, it is.
The Angels have batted around a couple times on this road trip.
2-1 count on Lucroy. He's hitting .234 with 7 home runs and 25 runs batted in. And out of the glove. It's going to be a tough play for Carpenter. Let's see how they rule that. Imagine it'd be an error. It is a base hit.
Off the glove, that would have been a long throw across the diamond for Carpenter. Lucroy picks up a hit.
So Shohei is pinch hitting here in the 3rd inning. Noe ends up going 2 scoreless. .273 on the season, 9 home runs. Pinch hit last night and struck out looking. That was against Andrew Miller.
By the way, great job by Noe Ramirez today. Again, so valuable to the bullpen.
Ground ball toward third. Carpenter has it, goes to second base. That's the only play that he had. Man at first with one out, top of the order now, Listella.
Still believe with Hudson on the mound, a hit and run is a real good option. From experience as a sinker ball pitcher, ball is going to be put in play. Most times it's going to be on the ground as well.
Line to the center field. Listella with a base hit. Shohei will stop at second.
Gives Trout a chance to come up with a couple runners on now. Another perfect swing. Not a lot of wasted movement, throwing his hands through the baseball. And Listella picks up another hit. Hyundai key for the game today with Mike Trout coming to the plate. A little Nelly, little St. Louis native. Batter up. Trying to get that pitch up above the knees and cover it here for Trout and the offense against Hudson today. .278 batting average against Hudson this year for the hitters with runners in scoring position. In a good spot now for Trout. Hudson, when he's been behind in the count, and he is now 2-0, batter's hitting .374 against him. See if Chuck gets a fastball here now.
This is hit to left field, a base hit. Got jammed. Ohtani didn't get a good read on it, only advances 90 feet. So the bases are loaded for Justin Upton.
Just like that, he got the fastball and another hit. Another time on base for Trout in the series. 5 of 6 at bats he's been on base. Runs a fastball, brought his hands in enough on that running two-seamer. Trying to single in that hole. Justin Upton has 7 career grand slams and a .300 batting average with the bases loaded. Big moment here for Jay Up and the Angels.
Popped up on the infield. Infield fly roll, 2 outs. Cole struck out looking in his first plate appearance. Breaking ball pulled to Goldschmidt. The Angels will leave them loaded. We hit at the bottom of the third, but no score. With 32 Highway MPG by Wiener Schnitzel and by Infinity. Empower the drive. View from the ballpark village camera on the left center field, looking back toward the ballpark here. Beautiful Busch Stadium, and that is inside. And Angels chairman Dennis Kuhl was out there yesterday before the game. He's here for the weekend, and had a chance to talk to him last night. He absolutely loved the area. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. And he said Cardinals fans are just unbelievable. They're just baseball fans. They just love the game. It didn't matter if he had his Angels gear on or not. They just wanted to talk baseball.
They've always been that way, too, for forever. And they've been very supportive of their club. They've had a lot of success, a lot of championships over the years here with the Cardinals.
Felix Pena's on the mound, 5-1 with a 4.70 ERA. He replaces Noe Ramirez with 2 innings of scoreless baseball, 1 hit allowed, 1 strikeout for Noe. 8-9-1 coming up for the Cards. Colton Wong skies this one out to shallow left. Long run for Rengifo. The shortstop calling for it, makes the play. Nice job.
He had to cover a lot of ground to catch that pop-up. My go-tos for Felix Pena to have success against this lineup for the Cardinals this afternoon is that spin. You'll be able to throw that breaker ball, get some chases, 38.2% chase rate on his curveball this season, and soft contact with his changeup. Didn't throw that a lot before the month of June came around. The 20% since is being able to get some outs and some swing and misses, soft contact overall with his changeup as the percentage goes up.
Tell you what, Luis keeps getting more and more comfortable at the shortstop position.
I like the way he plays. He's aggressive. He's tough. Play a number of different defensive positions. He runs well. He's got some pop in the bat. Home run for both sides of the plate.
All right, don't shoot me here, and I wasn't here when he first got to the big leagues with the Angels, but the kid reminds me of Eric Ibar.
Yes, and he was one of my all-time favorite Angels.
Yeah,
he was as tough as any player I've ever seen put on the Angel uniform.
Right, the way he plays the game, the way he runs, the way he fields, I just think the Angels have a newer, younger version of Ibar.
Yep.
And Eric he was a team leader.
Yeah. Yeah, he kept everyone in line.
That's it. Goes down swinging, 2 outs.
Even Verlander. Remember that time.
Exactly. Hey, folks, join us next Thursday. That's June 27th. Angels taking on the A's at 7:07. First 30,000 fans in attendance will receive a Trout number 27 cooler backpack, courtesy of your Cold Probiotic drink. Go to angels.com/promotions for the details. That's kind of a Dora the Explorer kind of moment for you.
Yeah, it was.
Backpack. Swiper, no swipe.
Yes.
Oh, the good times.
Yeah.
Matt Carpenter grounded out to Rengifo in the first.
Between that little Blues Clues and all the other ones. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like Blues Clues too. Pulled toward first, and that is a fair ball. Past Albert. It'll hit that short wall. Carpenter's racing to second, and he is in there as the ball trickles away. It's a double for Matt Carpenter with 2 outs here in the third. 12th double of the season. This one a more traditional double, unlike the
Not the
bunt
bunt.
double the other
Yeah.
day that he had.
That was looked like it was his changeup upstairs. It's been an effective pitch for him when it's located down.
Paul DeYoung struck out on the breaking ball from Noe in the first. One ball, one strike.
Fastball there, located pretty well for Felix Pena. 325 batting average versus his fastball this year. It's missing spots on occasion. That's hurt him. He's been dominant with his secondary pitches, though.
One and two. Felix last pitched in Toronto on the 17th. At 6 innings, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits. 85 pitches in those 6 innings, so he's very economical. Doug White, the Angels pitching coach.
Anytime you see a pitcher step off, he wants to go through a different series of signs. Wasn't comfortable throwing the pitch you were originally going to throw.
Evens the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paul Goldschmidt's on deck. No score in the third. Out to center. We're through 3 here at Busch Stadium. We're scoreless. Pujols to lead things off when we return. Albert grounded out in his first at bat, leading off the second. Oh, 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Albert, can you talk about some of the greats? 200-plus home runs with 2 different teams. Jimmy Fox, Ken Griffey Jr., Mark McGwire, Rafi Palmeiro, Manny Ramirez, and Albert Pujols. 1-1. Back 1-2.
He was on that breaking ball. And so often we talk about Albert as his career continues to progress and where he is in the all-time lists, and how as it goes along less and less he's basically creating a list himself on a number of accomplishments.
Chopper to the left side. Carpenter plays the short hop. One down.
When you put in the numbers as far as home runs, doubles, RBIs, hits, extra base hits, overall, unreal.
Fletcher takes a breaking ball for a strike. David grounded out to short in the second inning. Two one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Albert wasn't happy with himself after that swing and the ground down to Carpenter. And Fletcher went around on that. Talk about a nasty sinker down the end. 2 downs. 3rd strikeout for Hudson.
Yeah, he's got that sinker working today. He's given up some hits this year on the sinker, but so far today it's been pretty solid. Late movement.
I like how they even Walker to a certain extent last night, they forced that pitch. So if you miss it, it's in off the plate.
I'm going to give Moline a lot of credit for that. He's worked these guys so well. He's basically saying, if you miss, I want you to miss off the plate. Present it as if it's a strike on the inside corner and trust the movement to run off the plate. I mean, look at that target he gives right there. He's giving you, at the very least, the illusion it's going to be in the strike zone as a hitter. But he's also given the pitcher, and today it's Hudson, the chance to miss this by half a baseball off the corner with his target. There it is again.
Not only that, it's so quiet, the movement.
And 2 catchers that I remember throwing to were so good at that with quiet, not a lot of movement. Bob Boone and Brett Maine. When I was with Kansas City. So good as far as not giving away location of a pitch by just being quiet behind the plate.
One, 2. Big swing by Luis, trying to leave. They're scoreless in the 4th. And Hevel grounded out in the 2nd.
That was a flat slider.
Pointed to his head, told him to think. As he puts down the sign. Ground ball to first. Goldschmidt takes it himself. Angels down in order here. The 4th inning. We're scoreless.
Of the swings and the timing mechanisms by both Albert Pujols and Paul Goldschmidt. The stride, the hands, very similar. The toe tap, not a lot of wasted motion as far as getting that foot down, and then the swing path, very similar getting through the baseball between Albert Pujols and Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's going to lead off here. Not a lot of strides for both Pujols and Goldschmidt, and they get their hands through the baseball. Very similar swing path.
3, 4, 5 for the Cards. Goldschmidt, Ozuna, and Martinez. Goldschmidt had a 2-strike base hit in the 1st inning. 2 hits for St. Louis. 2 balls, 1 strike. Alex Pena allowed a 2-out double to Matt Carpenter, but nothing else in the 3rd inning. His first inning of work. Three and 1. Cardinals left fielder on deck. 3 hits for the Angels, 2 for St. Louis. That's out to right. Cole has to circle back around. One away. Here comes Ozuna. Second season with St. Louis. 37 home runs and 129 runs batted in 2 seasons ago with the Marlins.
How about that Marlins outfield, though, with Ozuna, Yelich, Stanton?
Yeah.
That's not a bad lineup.
No.
In the outfield for you.
They gone.
I was thinking of all the great first basemen over the years wearing the Cardinal uniform, from Albert here. Then you have Paul Goldschmidt now, Keith Hernandez, Jack Clark. Stan Musial played a lot of games at first base as well.
Stan the man.
'24-time All-Star.
Love to swing the bat. Love to play baseball.
Great human being.
And love to play the harmonica. Baseball's music man.
Just love the old nicknames for the players back in the day. Stan the Man. The Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays.
Full count now.
Sweet Lou Brock.
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yes. And the Machine.
Pee Wee Reese. Wee Willie Keeler. 3-2. Triple. Foul. Yep. In this country slaughter.
That'd be a difficult guy to face if you're a pitcher. Slaughter the last name.
Yeah. Might pose a problem.
Yeah.
Red Shandy. 3-2 again. Zuna hits one sharply to short. Rick Nico's got it.
The old bat flip on a ground out.
That was the angry bat flip.
Yeah.
2 down.
They're the ones you really have to control yourself as a pitcher and just not say, hey, better luck next time. I was pulling for you.
Lefty Grove. Whitey Ford.
The Mick.
Yeah.
The Yankee Clipper. Cookie.
That was actually his name.
They loved it.
No, I'm kidding. It was his nickname.
What was Harry Callis used to always call him by his full name every time he saw him.
Octavio.
Yes.
Octavio. This one out to deep left center field. Upton and Trout. Trout calling for it. And Upton at the last second realizes that Mike had called for it. Gets out of the way. A 1-2-3 fourth. 8-9-1. Croy, the pitcher's spot, and then Tommy La Stella. Felix Pena is coming out to the on-deck circle. Lucroy, an infield base hit in the 3rd. The Angels got him loaded. with one out in the third inning. Upton popped out in the infield. Calhoun lined out. Dakota Hudson with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed, all occurring in that third inning.
"36 walks coming in the game and 70 2/3 innings pitched, so he can get wild. It's tough sometimes to control a running fastball like he has. Fastball so far touched 95. Best all-speed pitch, changeup at 81.
So one. Ground ball to short.
And another ground ball out for Hudson. Let's take a look at the bounty cleanup and what he has done as far as getting ground ball and the percentages of ground balls. Highest percentage in the baseball at 61.4%. Saw Marcus Stroman getting the ground balls up in Toronto, but Hudson at the top. That's why you see not many home runs hit against him, especially over his last, now into his 7th start. No home runs allowed. So he is cleaning up the ground ball.
Yeah. First round pick out of Mississippi State, 2016. Pena slightly stepped into the bucket there as he swung through that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, pitchers, when you don't have a lot of at-bats, that outside part of the plate is not necessarily covered.
One and 2.
That fastball there, you're almost happy that Pena didn't make contact with, because that's a good chance if he does make contact, that's off his foot.
Ground ball toward first. Did he not know where the ball was at?
I was thinking, was there catcher's interference or something?
2 outs.
Oh. That's pretty much all you can do is just laugh at that one.
He knocked his helmet.
A lot of times you see on the follow through, you'll get the catcher's helmet, not your own helmet.
But did he think this was BP, that he just gets to stay in there and keep swinging? Did he forget to run?
That's only the 2nd round. 3rd round's coming up next.
2 outs, nobody on. Tommy LaStella facing his last time up.
Pitchers.
Hey, Brad telling Felix, when you make contact between the white lines, you got to make an effort to go down the line.
Yes.
One ball, 2 strikes. Trout on deck. Ouch. A breaking ball.
That probably happens about 4 or 5 times a game with Hudson on the mound. It's a slider inner half against a left-handed batter, that two-seamer run in on a right-handed batter.
Off his back foot. Have we seen more fouls off the back leg this year than before?
I've never seen that before.
Right.
It was always, you just assumed it was off the front leg, or off the shin on occasion, or a knee, the front leg, but not the back leg, the foot, and knee.
Child last night got it off his back knee.
I was kind of shocked he was able to finish the game, and even more so surprised to see him in the lineup again today. Let's believe if Trout gets up this inning, he's going to drive one of those sinkers out. So good in that lower third of the strike zone, Trout is. As is Tommy La Stella.
Another payoff. Marcelo shoots one out the left field. Ozuna's got to go back on it. And the Angels are down in order. We hit at the bottom of the 5th inning. Scoreless here at Busch Stadium. Pena's 3rd inning of work. Molina, Fowler, and Wong. Felix with 1 strikeout, 1 hit allowed. Yadier, the fly ball to left field in the 2nd. That was against Noe Ramirez. And went 2 innings to start this one.
Right on right changeup from Felix Pena. You can see a lot of that from him last year, throwing a changeup to a right-handed batter. Effective pitch.
1-2.
That's why it's an effective pitch late on a fastball, 92. The separation in speeds of those 2 pitches.
Two strikes. La Stella moves back over to the second base position. Now remains at 1-2. Molina just looking to punch that one to right field.
Yeah, got a little bit too much at the strike zone for his breaking ball.
Little flare, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Up and in. And the leadoff man reaches for St. Louis to start this 5th inning.
Albert's going, what about that hit? Come on, little brother. Shaking the hand.
It's really his little brother.
Yeah.
Yadier just untucked Pujols' jersey.
That'll continue on, I'm sure. See what he has planned next.
queued up the third base line. Tough play for Fletcher, but he was playing in. Lucroy goes down the line to cover third. Heads up by Jonathan. One down.
That's something you work on in spring training as a catcher. Also as a pitcher there, when you see that play made by the third baseman, you got to go straight to the bag at third. With the third baseman coming in, no chance he can go back on it. One of the most difficult things to do in the National League as a number 8 hitter is having patience. You have the pitcher on deck. And a lot of times, especially in an open base, you're not willing to challenge him with fastballs. You have to deal with a lot of secondary pitches.
2 balls, no strikes. Reno.
Have to be careful with a 3-0 pitcher. You don't want his groove of fastball. You have that open base and the pitcher on deck.
Colton Wong popped out his first time up. 4-pitch walk.
Hudson has 2 sacrifice bunts this year.
Brad Ausmus is coming out.
This conversation is about defensive strategy.
Now a quick word from Fix Auto.
The first words that should come to mind after an accident. Fix Auto.
Talking bunt defense here, I suppose.
You also have the option of a pickoff at second as well. Molina, a lot of innings caught behind the plate. Not the fastest runner anymore. They're always more apt to try to get that extra step or two. That's when you put a pickoff on at second. Trying to keep as close as possible. And allow Felix Pena to bounce off the mound and get to that left side of the infield. Let Fletcher stay at third base to get a force out.
4 sacrifices for Hudson this year. And a bunt back toward the mound there. He goes to third. And a low throw, and he throws it away.
2-0 St. Louis.
A gift of an out at third base via the force. Instead, Hudson ends up at second base, and the Angels trail it here in the 5th.
Did everything right but make a good throw. Got off the mound quickly. Molina was kept close enough to the base. You have a force out at third. Always believed when you field the ball as a pitcher, you stay in that lower throwing position. Don't stand up and don't throw from over to the top. Stay down as if you're an infielder. Much easier throw.
Top of the order now, Carpenter takes a strike. Carpenter 1 for 2 with a double. Got through Lucroy. Hudson ends up at third. Right through the legs.
Wild pitch charge to Pena. With the pitcher running, allowed to have the infield halfway.
Carpenter pops it up. Fletcher and Pujols. And that falls in there. Foul. Albert was right there. No communication. And once there was contact, Fletcher gave up on it, as did Albert. And that fortunate for the Angels that that ball was foul. It's an error on Fletcher. This has been a bad inning for the Angels. Second error of the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2-0 Cardinals, bottom of the 5th. Down goes Carpenter.
Big strikeout there. No damage after that play was not made.
Paul DeYoung 0 for 2, a strikeout, a fly ball to center. This one line to third. Fletcher has it. The Cardinals strike for 2 runs as we head to the 6th inning. Angels play from behind.
Time for the key. Give it everything, and Trout has given it everything in this month of June as far as OPS. Best months in his career. June this year, 13-14. Best he's ever had in the major league level. Back in July of 2015, where he had 323 for Trout as far as OPS. So he has done everything crushing the baseball in this month of June. Already today on base twice, a single and a walk.
Dakota Hudson back to work here in the top of the 6th inning. The Angels trailing at 2-0, but the Halos do have Trout Upton and Calhoun coming up here. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed for Hudson.
Boy, Trout's last 7 games, including the single today, 14 for 25. It's a cool 560 clip with 4 home runs and 12 RBI.
Trout takes a breaking ball for a strike. Mike's been on board twice via the walk and a single. Two balls, 1 strike. Very clean delivery for Hudson, mechanics wise. Slow, takes his time. It seems like rushes to the plate.
Very important, especially as a sinker ball pitcher. You want to make sure you get that elbow and arm, the right arm slide each time. Otherwise, you have that flat sinker, and that becomes a very hittable baseball. Very smooth, quiet in his delivery. Has that toe pointing down. As in the ball of his foot, good squared shoulders towards the plate.
Full count. Trout goes down looking on a fastball. 1 out.
Ran that fastball upper quadrant into the strike zone. Especially that movement it had, you give up on, especially with the eye that Trout has. He wasn't going to expand the strike zone, but he brings it back down in the top of the zone.
Upton takes a strike. Justin's 0 for 2, a strikeout looking in the first, a pop up into third. Cole on deck. Both teams with 3 hits. The Angels had 3 of them. All 3 of their hits in the 3rd inning. Their one and only scoring opportunity. Came up goose eggs. Check swing. They wanted appeal. Did not go.
Tried to get him twice in a row with sliders a little bit off the plate. He's been throwing the ball exceptionally well now into his 7th start in a row.
Ball foul back. Almost got up here to us. Pretty close. Long look in for Hudson. Cole's on deck. Then Pujols should we get there. 2-2. 2 outs. Cole 0 for 2. Hitless in a series. Strikeout. Well, he squared it up the last time with a base load, but lined out the Goldschmidt at first. Two and one. "94 pitches for Hudson. Now with 5 strikeouts. He's retired 10 straight since Trout had the single to left field in the 3rd inning. At that point, loaded the bases. Two on the way. Cole bounces it up the line. It goes foul. Nobody warming for St. Louis as of yet.
Cardinals have pitched the Angels very well in these first 2 games. Starters. You think about the numbers the Angels put up overall in this road trip, which started in Tampa.
Split that series there. 4-game set. Took 3 of 4 against the Blue Jays. Cole strikes out. The Angels down in order once again. It's the bottom of the 6th. That's where we're headed. Three, 4, 5 for the Cardinals. Goldschmidt, Ozuna, and Martinez. Goldschmidt 1 for 2 with a single and a fly ball to right field. Two on to Goldschmidt. This is hit sharply toward the middle, and Estella can't come up with it on the dive. Leadoff single. Goldschmidt with his 2nd hit. And we'll bring up Ozuna.
Yeah, with his swing he has that coverage on the outer part of the plate.
Now a quick word from Hyundai.
This holiday, put big savings first during the Hyundai 4th of July sales event. Hurry in today.
Ozuna's 0 for 2. Fielder's choice and a ground down. .259 batting average. Coming into play today. He's grounded to 12 double plays this year.
Take a look at our StatCast AI powered by AWS, where he hits the baseball, and he's been able to hit the ball hard the other way in the air, but mostly he'll hit in that pull mode. this season for Osuna. He does have a good power in the air the other way.
Ball at a strike. .54 pitches for Felix with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Kind of overthrowing those breaking balls a little bit.
55 pitches now for Felix Pena. 2 runs allowed, both unearned last inning.
Two one. A little bit high. According to the home plate umpire Ted Bear, that looked like it was in the strike zone.
Yeah, it's definitely all over the strike zone.
Very similar to the pitch Trout got rung up on.
Really picked up the pace as far as the power number this year. Very similar to what he did back in 2017 for Osuna. He had 37.
Tied him up nicely. Leadoff single for Goldschmidt. He's over at first base. He takes off, and Osuna skies one high and deep toward the left field corner. Up there. We'll watch this one go into the second deck, third deck actually, in left field. A monstrous home run for Marcell Osuna, and it is 4-0 St. Louis.
Back-to-back games for home runs for Osuna just showed his power numbers. Giving him 20 on the season. Tried to run that fastball back in. This time he brought his hands inside on the baseball. It was just a matter if it was going to stay fair, and not only to stay fair, it was way out to left field.
Jose Martinez at the plate. He's behind in the count at 0-2. 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a fly ball to center. Have a glance down at the dirt area. Osuna celebrating as he rounded first base. Hit a home run that far, I guess you should. 5 hits now for St. Louis. 1-2. Got him on a breaking ball. Lucroy will apply the tag.
Yeah. Just looking up at that home run. That's it. Mark McGwire territory.
I think I was here 11 years ago doing a game for MLB Network. Someone hit that Big Mac sign and knocked out one of the letters. I mean, it was a line shot.
Yeah.
I think the people in the front row were thankful that ball
Yeah.
hit the sign and not them. Molina flared a single up to right field his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
There has been some mammoth home runs hit this year.
Albert may have done that a couple of times.
.445 home runs hit by Pujols as a Cardinal.
Foul back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Noah Ramirez, the opener for the Angels today. 2 innings. 4th inning of work for Felix. Dexter Fowler on deck. Danger zone there. Molina swings and misses at the breaking ball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Felix. 2 outs.
4 strikeouts overall for Felix Pena this afternoon.
Gorgeous view here of downtown St. Louis. Ballpark that opened in 2006. Slightly more buildings being constructed out in center field, and this was originally planned out.
Big time difference. It's the last time we were here.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago.
Two balls, 1 strike.
A lot of cool places here for fans to hang out, watch the game.
They're everywhere. Nooks and cranny.
Yep.
Standing room yesterday. 2nd largest crowd in Busch Stadium history. Rain didn't keep them awake today. Just a 16-minute delay to start.
Pretty sure they're used to it here at this time of the year.
Down. Fowler goes down swinging. 3 strikeouts in a row for Pena, but that was after the single and the home run by Ozuna. We're ahead of the 7th. Cardinals on top.
Cam replay. Back on May 21st, 2009, it was Albert Pujols. It lined it off. The big back sign, the eye. A line drive off that side for Albert Pujols.
Albert for the 3rd time to lead things off. Dakota Hudson back out on the bump here, the 7th. Swing at first pitch, fouls it back.
He's had some good hacks early in counts before end up hitting ground balls. 1 to short, 1 to third.
Harrison Bader takes over in center field for Dexter Fowler. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two-one count. 11 straight retired by Dakota Hudson. And that is driven out to deep left field. That is out of here. Big fly for Albert Pujols.
That was purely magical for Pujols here at Busch Stadium. A curtain call for an opponent. Albert goes yard.
Fletcher fouls one to start his plate appearance. A rare sight indeed to see the Cardinals fan base, Cardinal Nation, if you will, a standing ovation for an opponent's home run and a curtain call.
I mean, they were on their feet as soon as he hit the baseball.
And again, Yadier Molina, basically the catalyst, standing out in front of the plate. Fletcher punching one out to right field. Fowler moved over to right for Martinez. One down.
Take a look at our Coors Light refreshing finish. Albert Pujols returning to Busch Stadium, first time since 2011. 93 mile an hour, flat sinking fastball, and he lined that one out to left center field. What a refreshing finish on that one for Pujols. 13th home run of the year. Love the reaction for Trout too. The big hug for Mike Trout for Albert Pujols when he returned to the dugout.
Luis Rengifo's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Colton Wong retires Luis. 2 down.
Albert Pujols is 14 home runs away from tying Willie Mays. Trouty's going, I can't believe you just hit a home run here. That is so cool.
Jonathan Lucroy 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Bouncer to the left side. Carpenter cannot come up with it. A 2-out single. The Angels are going to send up a pinch hitter. It's a pitcher spot coming up. Brian Goodwin will pinch hit. Just had a feeling that it was a possibility at some point this weekend.
Yeah.
Of Albert going deep. Quick conversation. Action in both bullpens. Andrew Miller and Giovanni Gallegos both pitched last night. Good one, a 293 average, 7 home runs, 25 runs batted in. 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter with an RBI. Carpenter playing in over third base. A leadoff home run for Albert Pujols here in the 7th. 4-1 St. Louis. Ground ball right to Carpenter. Across the diamond. Halos are done here in the 7th inning. Stretch time. Pujols hits his 13th of the season and gets a standing ovation from the Cardinals faithful.
Angels Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Magical moment indeed in the top of the 7th inning. Albert Pujols in his 3rd at-bat of the afternoon, homering. It's the only run the Angels have had in this game against the St. Louis Cardinals. 4-1 Cards as we begin the bottom of the 7th.
That reaction by the fans is indescribable. They were on their feet as soon as that baseball left the bat of Albert Pujols.
Albert back at first base. New pitcher on for the Angels. It's Jake Jewell. 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Colton Wong shoots one out toward left center field. Trout moving over. Puts it away for the first out. Jake Jewell, 6th game this year. No record, 7 1/3 innings for the 26-year-old Oklahoma native. Jacob had pitched at AAA Salt Lake. 3-3 there with a 5.87 ERA. 18 games, 23 innings, 28 strikeouts, and 11 walks. Tommy Edman, pinch hitting. Pinch hit last night. He's 4 for 12 in this role. Dakota Hudson's afternoon comes to an end. One ball, 2 strikes. Albert may get, I should say, another opportunity. Should in the 9th. Angels sent 5 men to the plate in the 7th.
I think there's so many people, even on social media, were saying they brought a tear to their eyes. To see that in the reaction here in the ballpark for an opposing player hitting a home run in Albert Pujols. His 11 years and what he did for the Cardinals.
Ground ball left side. Rengifo rid of it quickly. Had been hustling down the line. 2 outs. And this road game is brought to you by your Southern California Chevrolet dealers. Find new roads. Top of the order now for Hudson. Pardon me, for Jake Jewell. Hudson's out of the game. Matt Carpenter coming up.
Yeah, Vic, we've been pretty lucky to be able to call and be part of a lot of magical moments for Pujols. Whether it's home run number 500, number 600, 3,000 hits, 2,000 RBI. That was pretty amazing.
I'd have to agree with you. Carpenter lifting this one foul on the play. Storybook. Hollywood. Script. However you want to put it. Just perfect.
Just talking about it, you get goosebumps here. It's unreal.
This one pulled over to first. Albert's got it. Flips it to Jewell. And Jake Jewell has himself a 1-2-3 7th inning. We're off to the 8th. Halos down by 3.
Side, job for the Angels on the mound as the opener, followed by Felix Pena, and the Angels offense trying to get it going and even up this series. And after this, of course, and after the show, how about some St. Louis ribs, fellas?
That sounds good to me. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Never turn it down barbecue.
And before Tom Estelle comes to the plate, let's take a look at our Nissan out-of-town scoreboard. Extra innings at Kansas City. Twins and Royals tied at 3. At 0, Toronto and Boston. Oakland, early lead against Tampa. Cleveland with an early lead against the Tigers later on today. Astros and the Yankees, White Sox, and the Rangers. That baseball ever stopped flying from Bizarre yet?
No. I couldn't believe where it landed. Oh. Andrew Miller on for the second straight night, day, 35th ball game. He's in the top of the order, and Listella, Trout, and Upton. Bizarre hitting that ball yesterday against the Cleveland Indians. Time of Listella, 1 for 3 with a single.
By the way, how impressive that home run for Pujols. Dakota Hudson had not allowed a home run in 43 2/3 innings pitched before Albert hit the home run.
Tommy fouls it off. Hudson with 7 innings, 5 hits, the home run to Albert. One of those 5. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 run. Trout on deck. Tommy hits one to the right side. Colton Wong has it. One away.
Now it's time for the T-Mobile connection to the game. For the longest home runs in the StatCast era. This goes back to 2015. Nomar Mazara, 505-foot home run last night. Trevor Story also with a 505-foot home run. This is it last night where this baseball went. Unreal. There's absolutely no chance you're ever thinking baseball is working its way up to there where you're sitting in that stadium. No way.
Pitching change here in the 8th inning with 1 out. Trout due up. It's the top of the 8th. The Angels are down 4-1. Attendants receive a crisp courtesy of the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Go to angels.com/promotions for more information. Trout stepping in with 1 out, nobody on, and it is Jordan Hicks on the mound. This will be his 29th game, 2-2 with a 2.96 ERA.
This should be a fun matchup. Hicks can run his fastball 98 to 104. Slider changeup.
Mike today a walk, a single, and a strikeout looking. 1 for 2. Picks the Cardinals' third-round pick out of high school in Texas, Houston to be exact, Cypress Creek High School. He's 22 years of age. Was a draft pick in 2015. Got to the big leagues last year. 73 games, 6 saves, with 70 strikeouts, 45 walks, and 77 and 2/3 innings.
Can you imagine if Trout got the barrel of the bat on this firm fastball, how far that baseball could go?
Breaking ball. It's 1-2. Full count. Upton's on deck.
It's the cool 101-mile-an-hour fastball.
Breaking ball, and he got him looking.
Two times in a row. Trout caught looking. Just a tough slider. After a 101-mile-an-hour fastball above the strike zone, drops the slider right on the outside corner.
Here's Upton. Justin 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a pop-up. One ball, one strike. 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors, 5 left on for the Angels. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 3 left on for St. Louis. Calhoun on deck. Missed upstairs. Albert in the hole. We'll get one more chance. 2-2. Dribble foul. Up to today 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a pop-up.
That pop-up back in the 3rd inning was a big play for the Cardinals. The bases loaded. Hudson was in trouble. Got Upton to pop that up. Second base. Missed opportunity for the Angels to get that lead.
Three-2. That is lined out to right field, hit well toward the corner. Fowler looking up, and this one is gone. Big fly for Justin Upton. And the Angels are down 2 now. It's 4-2 St. Louis.
That's how strong Justin Upton is to hit a ball out the other way against a power fastball like that from Hicks. Third home run this year for Justin Upton. Just the second home run Hicks has allowed. That was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He's providing the power, short through the baseball, compact swing for Upton, and hits it out to right field. Impressive swing for Upton.
A 2-out blast. On deck, Cole 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a line out. Pujols has led off an inning all 3 times today. The second, the fourth, and the 7th. One ball, one strike.
Gets on base. It gives Albert a chance to tie the game up with one swing of the bat.
Two balls, one strike. Miller started the inning. He got Listella to ground down. Hicks came in, struck out Trout looking, and then 2 strikes, gave up the home run to Upton. 3-1. Lays off that breaking ball. Not an easy pitch to take either.
You got to be patient. You got to make sure this pitch is in the strike zone.
Cole lifts one out to shallow left field. Ozuna coming in. And that'll be the 3rd out here in the 8th inning. But Justin Upton draws the Angels a little bit closer. A solo shot, his 3rd of the season, going the opposite way. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals on top, 4-2.
That's with no walks.
That is flat out dealing. Luis Garcia takes over here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cardinals leading at 4-2. 2, 3, and 4 for the Cards. DeYoung, Goldschmidt, and Ozuna. Jake Jewell, 1 inning of relief. He had a 1-2-3 7th. Garcia on for the 31st time this year. He's 1-1 with a 4.67 ERA. Two balls, one strike. Cardinals shortstop 0 for 3, a strikeout, fly ball to center, and a line out the 3rd. Line sharply off the mound, backhanded by Listella. One away. Hey, watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to stream live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Go to MLB.tv for the details.
Yeah, Tom Listella is getting better and better defensively at second base. The more work he has put in with Mike Gallego, more repetitions. Back to playing more second base for the time being. He's played some third. Couple good plays today as well. Ball
Goldschmidt lifting one out towards shallow center field. Trout's got to come in on it. 2 down. Good pitch getting Goldschmidt out in front.
It's hard to believe there'll be sunshine after what we saw earlier today.
Back to the 6th inning. Marcell Ozuna did this against Felix Pena. It was a 2-0 Cardinal lead at that point. That made it 4-0.
Had a real good view of how well he brought his hands inside on that one. Remember the pitch before was an up and in fastball. He was looking back in there because he had an awkward swing. It's almost as if he set him up with that to bring another fastball inside, and he did not miss it.
Home run for Ozuna, his 20th of the year. 62 runs batted in. That one's in the dirt. Garcia making sure that he misses. Out of the strike zone.
Albert Pujols due up. Top of the 9th.
One, good fastball, 97. Nobody's warming up for St. Louis. Hicks probably comes back out.
He's got 14 saves on the year. They have some power arms in their bullpen.
And a 2-out walk. Harrison Bader will come up for his first plate appearance. Took over for Jose Martinez defensively out center field, moving Fowler to right. This is Martinez, his old spot. 214 on the season.
And even though there's 2 outs, you always got to be aware of Bader. Either push bunt or drag button.
0 for 4 last night. Tried to bunt in his first plate appearance last night.
The key against Ozuna when he's at first base, you just make him stop. He likes to hit a walking lead and go. He's got 8 stolen bases, been caught once. Make him stop.
He had one of those running start stolen bases last night.
I still think one of the most effective moves for a pitcher, especially with a runner like Ozuna, is step off and then quickly throw over the first base. You can even set him up with a quick step off. Just pretend like you're not paying attention to him and do it again and then throw over.
He started to go there and then stopped. A little hesitation by Garcia to get started. Kind of messed with the timing of Ozuna. He just held the ball long enough.
Yep.
Bader, a little soft line to short. Renjifo's got it. We head to the 9th inning. Albert Pujols to lead this things off yet again. Angels are down 4-2. his family here in St. Louis, back for the weekend. Another standing ovation as he gets introduced for the 4th time. And for the 4th time, he gets to lead off an inning. And even Ted Barrett's getting into the act as he asked the bat boy to come out, bring him some water so he could towel off and let the ovation continue.
He gets it. It's a special moment for everyone here.
Hicks back out on the mound. It'll be Pujols, Fletcher, Rengifo for the Angels in the 9th. Down by 2. Fastball way upstairs. Conversely, if you're Jordan Hicks, you're a young guy trying to stake your claim.
Yeah, you're throwing a little harder.
Yeah. Two balls, no strikes. Let's see if Albert baits in it too.
Yeah.
Throwing the pitch he wants.
He's really good at that.
Two-0 pitch. Takes a strike. It's pretty cool, the hush that comes across the crowd as Hicks comes set. And the home team's up 4-2 in the 9th inning.
This is a stressful game for the Cardinals fans.
Ground ball to the right side. Colton Wong has it. One down. Here's David Fletcher, 0 for 3. Ground out, strikeout, a fly ball to right.
Should be a good matchup here for Fletcher on a high fastball to put it in play. Get that tying run to the plate. So have Justin Bohr available to pinch hit.
One ball, one strike. Luis Rengifo, the man on deck. One and two. Remember, tomorrow it's a Sunday night game. 4:05 Pacific time. Tyler Skaggs will be on the mound for the Angels. Two-two. Fastball. Two solo home runs for the Angels. 4 runs for St. Louis. 2 of which came courtesy of the throwing error by Felix Pena on the sacrifice bunt. That gave the Cardinals a 2-0 lead in the 5th. And Ozuna hit the home run in the 6th. Breaking ball and Fletcher down swinging, 2 down.
Doesn't happen often for Fletcher. Going back to my Hyundai key for the game today. Batter up, trying to get on base. Luis Rengifo Let Hicks provide the power, get on base. Justin Bohr has walked onto the on-deck circle with a chance to tie it up with one swing of the bat, but have to get on base for Rengifo.
Something's going on with Jordan Hicks here. Now they're going to bring the staff out. I thought this was more about Molina with Bohr coming out to the on-deck circle to give the bullpen an opportunity to get somebody ready. But it appears like it's checking things out on them.
So often the catcher really can sense something if there's something bothering a pitcher. But Martin Maldonado was so good at that as well. Yachty. Molina saw something and decided, hey, we better not take a chance. This is a special young pitcher.
Well, whoever it is that gets called upon from the Cardinals bullpen, they'll have as much time necessary. Gallegos was up a couple of innings ago, but still has to get cranking. But it is a warm, muggy afternoon here, so it shouldn't take him too long. Gallegos pitched last night as well. But you're right, that communication between a catcher, the untold vision that they have behind the plate. They know what guys are supposed to look like, and not only that, their reactions to certain
they could see a facial expression. They could see a delivery, where the arm is, the arm angle. So many things come into play, and I still remember what Adam Wainwright said about Yadi Molina, how good he is and knows you so well when you're on the mound.
Well, we're going to step away. An injury timeout here. Angels down 4-2 in the ninth. Game fireworks show. For more information on Saturday night fireworks presented by Wells Fargo, go to angels.com/promotions. 4-2 Cardinals here in the ninth inning. Jordan Hicks taken out of the game due to a precautionary removal from the game. Yadier Molina saw something he didn't like after Fletcher struck out for out number 2. So the Cardinals go to the lefty Tyler Webb. Rengifo will spin around to hit from the right side. This will be his 30th game. 0-1 with a 4.44 ERA. Webb has as much time as necessary to get ready since it was so-called injury removal.
Hardest thing for any pitcher to do is warm up on the game mound. If you feel the pressure of the fans, like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Right.
Sometimes
timing,
you're not
right?
ready. Yes. Fastballs 88-92, slider, changeup. You can feel the impatience of the fans in the stands. They're like, all right, how many pitches do you need? Let's go.
How much time in the big leagues do you need to where you're kind of immune to that? Where they go, whatever. I'm going to take my time.
Clear the mechanism?
Yeah, I mean, a couple years, 3-4 years?
It can be quick, depending on the person.
Depending on the person.
Yeah. And also, sometimes where you played in the minor leagues, some cities, you're in smaller towns, some are bigger cities. Not too long, usually. Especially if you pitch in New York at some point early on in your career. You're ready to go and clear that out right away.
You don't have much of a choice. They will clear it out for you.
Yeah, they go, okay, all right, I better figure out a way to not hear the voices.
Well, it looks like Webb's ready to go. Rengifo will come to the plate.
Channel your Billy Chappell. Clear the mechanism.
Luis 0 for 3 today with 3 ground ball outs.
And Lucroy back in the on-deck circle now with the lefty on the mound.
First one on the way. Luis takes a strike. Webb 21 strikeouts, 13 walks in his 24 1/3 innings this year. Breaking ball 0-2. He's not wasting any time either. Almost a quasi quick pitch.
to Renhepa. You're just trying to fight this off, put it in play, make them make a play against you.
He did fight that off. Oh, 2 again. Luis takes that breaking pitch low. It's 1-2. Cardinals will return home on Tuesday night against the Cincinnati Reds. 6-game homestand, 2 against Cincinnati, then 4 against the Oakland A's. Back out on the road for the last week prior to the All-Star break. 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucroy currently in the on-deck circle. Gallegos clearly ready to go in the bullpen now. So if Renhepa reaches, he could go to Justin Bour and force the issue. Foul back.
A little battle here for Renhepa.
No surprise seeing those 2 guys together talking. Full count. The nation wanted a strikeout. Jonathan with a couple of hits this afternoon. Waits on deck, hoping to get an opportunity. And now the 3-2.
Good battle here.
It's just, on this road trip, he has really taken the next step in the maturation process as a major leaguer.
These are the moments you learn a lot too as a young player. He has so mentioned that Victor on this road trip itself. He's really starting to hit the ball well and knowing what you have to do here as far as getting on base to give your team a chance. And that's a great at bat. A great at bat for a young hitter. Do not expand, don't chase, and work the walk, and allowing the tying run to come to the plate.
2 out, free pass. Lucroy comes to the plate. And Schilt's going to stay with Webb, even though Gallegos is ready. Bour's come out to the on-deck circle now. Oh, 1. Goldschmidt laying off at first base. He's not holding Renhepa. Trying to plug that hole on the right side with Colton Wong shading towards second. Like he did on Luis, Webb getting ahead quickly at 0-2.
Doesn't shy away from throwing a changeup 0-2, but more than likely he likes to try to throw a high fastball.
Lucroy gets jammed, little floater towards second base. Colton Wong has it. The Angels drop game 2 this afternoon by the final of 4-2.
Yeah, tough one. They had a shot, a couple home runs in the game for the Halos, but St. Louis wins game 2, 4-2. Now it's time for a Land Rover Above and Beyond Player of the Game. Albert Pujols, in his return to St. Louis, hits a mammoth home run today. The standing ovation, time after time, each at bat, and he provides the fans with a magical memory. One of the all-time great memories for Albert and baseball fans all around the world as he homers here at Busch Stadium.
He had a chance to lead off an inning 4 times, all 4 times today. Ended up going to 1-for-4 with that home run. The Angels' only other run came on the home run by Justin Upton as they drop game 2 by the final of 4-2. Stick around. Post-game show presented by Nissan. Patrick O'Neill, Jose Motas coming up next.